Hey y'all, Rowan here. Today, well, okay, I do this every time. I just jump right into it, but hello. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'm super excited that you decided to click on this, but if this is not your first time here, I'm super excited that you decided to click on this anyway. So, welcome to my channel. Welcome to this video. Today we're going to talk about how my month of June has gone. So this is going to be a nice little June wrap up. I am going to talk about media first, and then we'll go into some witchcraft stuff. And from there, we will go into the tarot decks that I obtained and tarot-related things that I did. So to begin with, at the start of the month, my husband and I went and saw Furiosa. We did see the original Fury Road together as well, and that movie made my eyeballs tired because I could not look away from the center of the screen. So I was really relieved when we watched Furiosa, and lo and behold, sometimes the focus moved. So that was really nice. I actually liked Furiosa more than Fury Road. I thought it utilized a lot of the same filmmaking techniques in a way that was really creative, but added to the story and wasn't just showing itself off for the sake of it. So that was fun. I also watched Bottoms again, which is a lesbian comedy movie. It's sort of a rom-com, but it's mostly a com about these girls who accidentally start a fight club at their school in order to make out with other girls. It's really funny, and if I remember correctly, it's on Amazon Prime. It is a Prime original, I believe, so check it out there. Love queer media. Happy Pride, everybody. I'm supposed to go to Pride celebrations tomorrow night. I don't know if I'm going to actually go because here's the thing. I work on the weekends and I'm a baby. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm a baby. Anyway, yeah, the idea of going out, and it's going to have to be past 8 p.m. because my brother-in-law is the one that I'm going with and he works until 8. So it's going to be a late night. But it's good for me to go out. I need to go out. I need to spend more time with friends. That's a thing I've been trying to do lately, so I'm gonna go. But here's the thing about the city I live in. Okay, so technically I live in Houston. I've been very vague about where I stay up until now, but Houston is the third largest city in the United States. So I live in Houston. And if you're from Houston, you know what I mean when I say that. So I will be attending Houston's Pride, but here's the thing. Houston celebrates their Pride in August for some reason, not in June. So, like, the official city of Houston has their Pride Parade in August. So I will be attending, locally thrown Pride celebration, and it will be completely different. And if I don't go, there is opportunity for me to go again in August. Do you see what I'm saying? Right. So that's coming up for me. That was kind of a derailment, excuse me. As far as music goes, I've been listening to Brat by Charlie XCX. If you haven't, what the fuck are you doing? If you don't like pop music, I'll forgive that, but if you like pop music even a little bit, if you have even a little bit dipped your toes into anything slightly alternative while also liking electronic music, then you have no excuse. Go listen to Brat right now. I'll wait. See, it's good, isn't it? So fucking good. It's one of Charlie's best albums. So, Brat, and then Dreams of Delphi from Bats for Lashes. This one was a little bit of a miss for me because this album, while beautiful, is less of an album of songs and more of an album of music. And that isn't an insult. I mean that with like the fullness of love in my heart. There's just a lot of tracks that are simply here to sound good. They don't have lyrics on them. They're just beautiful music, and that's lovely. That's wonderful. My husband, I'm sure, is all about that sort of thing because he's a actually, no, he's not. He's a music major and he's going to school for like opera and voice and stuff like that, but he's not into music like that. He really likes his stuff to go somewhere, and there's a lot of meandering on the Dreams of Delphi album, but there are a couple of songs that are standout, and I need to revisit the album. I've only listened to it all the way through twice because I keep getting turned off, and leaving it. So that is that. Oh, I was supposed to show you a Lego figurine. My husband made me this adorable little witch Lego figurine that was so cute, and it had little representations of all of our pets. Oh, but I left it at my new apartment. So here's the other thing I wanted to talk about. I am currently moving into a brand new apartment. My husband and I are downsizing. We currently live in a 2-bedroom because we like our space, but for financial reasons, we're downsizing to a smaller bedroom, but a nicer apartment. Location is very similar to where we are now. It's just that it's going to be full of amenities, multiple pools, a workout room that I don't feel scared to use late at night, things like that. Business centers that have printers and a place you can rent if you want to have parties. I'll probably never do that, but the fact that I could, that's cool. So yeah, moving apartments, very excited about it. Going to be in a much nicer place than I am now, but it's going to be a financial adventure, let me say that. So as for television, really the only thing that I've been watching is I've been rewatching, well, I say rewatching, I've seen parts of, but not all of Farscape on, Plex, I believe, is the free streaming service that shows Farscape. And then, we've also been watching, on Pluto, there is a paranormal suspense channel on the drama, like in the drama subcategory, and we've been watching a lot of Charmed. So I've been watching both the Prue and the Rose McGowan seasons. I don't remember Rose's name. I get the sisters so confused all the time. But that's fun. I like Phoebe, I think her name is, the best. She's an idiot a lot, but I like her anyways. So Charmed. And then as for reading, I've been tackling Lon Milo Duquette's Thoth book, the Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot, I believe is the full title of it. I've purchased a physical copy, but it's at the new apartment, so I can't show you that. I have my primary copy on my Kindle, and that's what I've been reading, but I bought the physical copy as a reference guide because I realized I need my tarot books in physical hard copy as reference, or else I just completely like, I when I do my tarot studies, I don't incorporate the books that are on my Kindle. I only incorporate hardback or softback, like physical, let me put it that way, physical copies of books. So I wanted to get a physical copy of something that had to do with the Thoth, so I did. I bought that literally today and took it over to the new apartment and left it there. I also have been working on Drawing Down the Moon and, oh goodness, the Gay Marseille, which I recently got in hardback, the guidebook for the Gay Marseille tarot deck. One moment, I do, not in hardback, in physical copy. I don't know why I insist upon saying it that way. I do have to admit, I wish that this had been included with the deck. I wish it had been made smaller, and I wish it had been included with the deck, because this could be downsized. I'm so sorry, but this could absolutely be downsized. There's no reason this needs to be as big as it is and as expensive as it is. I understand buying it separately. I'm okay with that, but I don't think it should have You know what? That's not my business. I don't care. I don't care. This, Charlie Claire Burgess has made a wonderful deck and has written now 2 books about tarot, and I don't think it's my place to criticize what they choose to do with regards to earning their money. I do wish that there were a way that something better could have been included with the deck, but I understand when you print indie, you have to make concessions. So let me shut my mouth and stop demanding things from indie printers. If this were mass market, it would be a different story, but it was independent, and as such, it's fine. It's fine. This was a $22 guidebook. It's fine. I'm a little insulted, just a little bit, but they deserve every penny. So let me shut my mouth. Let me take a drink of my water. Delicious. I did start doing affirmations last month, and so they've kind of continued into this month. One moment. Okay, these are my tarot, well, okay, this is my tarot journal, this is my bullet journal, and let me just take a moment to show you. Last month, I did the affirmations. Did I cover them up? Where are last month's affirmations? There they are. I am a perfect being without absence. I am layers of culmination and awareness. I am powerful and divine. I am my own strength and safety. So if you want to join me in the adventure of aspirations, this was my May aspiration. And then for June, we did I love myself and show up for myself daily. I enjoy being reliable and I do the things I say I will. I am determined to see this through. I have no idea what my July affirmations are going to be, but that's that on that. I did spend a lot of time with friends and family this month. I made sure to see my dad, who lives out of state. He came into town for a little while, so I met up with him a couple of times. I need to go see my mom. I think I may have visited her towards the beginning of the month, or maybe it was at the end of last month, but I need to go see her again. She lives close by. I have no reason to not see her more often, other than that I had a tumultuous childhood and I take it out on her. I did spend a lot of time with friends. I went to a drag show this month. That was really fun. Or was that at the end of last month? Either way, I went to a drag show recently, and I'm going to be going out again with friends for Pride, like I said. Going to be. I don't remember what I've already mentioned. The video cut me off. I don't remember what all I've already mentioned. Brat, Bottoms, Furiosa, Dreams of Delphi. I mentioned that I'm moving, right? Y'all know that I'm moving. Oh, I got approved for a credit card at my credit union, which is really cool. I've had a credit card before, and then due to my own immaturity, that did not go well. I stopped having a credit card, paid it all off, and now my credit is at a place where it is good without being great, and I want to make it great. I've paid off my vehicle, and so I don't have any lines of credit open right now. So I applied for a credit card with my credit union, and I got approved for the amount that I wanted, so I'm really excited. I'm going to be using that to help furnish my new apartment, and then I'll be paying that off, and then when that's done, I've got some plans for a personal business venture for my esthetician career. So nothing too big, just I want to be a mobile esthetician, and that requires certain things that I have to have in order to maintain the level of performance that I want to have. So there are certain machines that I need at my fingertips. So that's going to be an investment, but first comes the apartment, and then after that is the business plan. I think that's everything as far as like general media life updates. As far as my magical, well, let me show you my tarot journal before we move on. I haven't been actually writing a lot, but I have been making really cute pages. So like I've got several different spreads here that I have not written about. This one I did write about, so that's fun. These two I have not yet written about. Then this one I have not yet written about. This one I have not yet written. So there's like a lot of journaling that I have to do to catch up, and that's just because of the move. I just have to give myself permission for things to be imperfect, and if those pages never get filled with an explanation of what I think the reading may have meant, then that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Journals are for me, and if somebody happens to read them in the future, then all the better, but if not, whatever. Hopefully I'm dead when they read it anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. Let me hit my vape. One moment. And we're back. Okay, sorry about that. Appreciate your patience. Let's talk about my general magic practice, I guess. There were some pieces that I picked up at one of my many local magic stores. When you live in the greater Houston area, if you're willing to drive, you're going to find a lot of really good magic stores. So one of the pieces that I don't have them here to show you because some of them I took them to my new apartment to set up an altar space there. But one of the pieces is this gorgeous egg. It's an egg-shaped geode that is so stunning. It's actually not a geode now that I think about it. It's some kind of stone that I have written down somewhere, but it's got this beautiful crystalline structure on the inside of it that's in this black and brown color scheme. Like the whole thing is this gorgeous espresso color. And I've been using that to work on my inner vulture and my inner dragon in relation to like a lot of negative feelings that I've been dealing with my personal life. If you watched last month's catching up video, you're aware that I've just had something going on in my personal life. I don't want to get into details with it, but it's been weighing really heavy on my heart, so I can't talk about my time without also mentioning that something's going on, you know? But in relation to that, I've been doing a lot of work with the darker aspects of myself and the parts of myself that I don't like to let see the light of day, and that particular stone piece has been really helpful in that. I also got some more pieces for Aphrodite. I got a fossilized piece that I once again wrote down somewhere, but I don't remember where. But it's a type of long fossil that can also be used as not an athame necessarily, but ritualistically, like if you're not actually cutting cords with it or harvesting herbs or what have you, like if you're just using it for ritual purposes, it comes to a point so it can be used for that. And it's stunning. But I can show you my fossilized tree piece, my fossilized wood. This is for connecting with the horned god or with my own wild side, and just to bring a bit of that woody atmosphere into the home. When I was younger, my family had a piece of property that had some hunks of tree on it that were nowhere near fossilization, let me be clear, but they were rotting. And every time I see fossilized wood, I'm a little kid who's exploring the huge property that my parents had and finding rotting trees, and that just makes me happy. So I love that piece of wood. Let's see. Oh, I've been working with, so I've been working with deity in some new ways. I've incorporated Apollo into Apollo worship. I don't know what the best way to phrase it, but I've been working with Apollo in my practice, specifically in his aspects, in his domains of beauty and healing, because as an esthetician, it just really aligns with what I do. And then as a poet, Apollo is kind of like the entity as far as Greek mythology. And I do want to stay in the Greek pantheon primarily, because that's what I was taught when I was younger. Like that's the pantheon that I learned when I was in elementary school, other than the Christian pantheon. So you can't say pantheon, monotheon, the Christian monotheon, that I was taught when I was younger. And so Apollo's been that energy that I've been tapping into, and I just really feel like the Apollo energy and the Aphrodite energy that I work with both mesh so closely with one another that it's been a really fun adventure working with Apollo in that way. I've made some jewelry that I can wear for him. You may have noticed I don't have my rings. That's because they're at the new apartment. But so is my Apollo bracelet. All of my devotional jewelry is currently at the new apartment. I took some important things over there first. Let me think. Let me look over here in the corner at where my little list is. I've also been working with deity specifically in the form of a spiral. So like Starhawk spiral dance, but also the shape of DNA, RNA, mitochondria, like just this spiral energy just really resonates with me with the shape of God and the shape of the universe. And so that's how I've been working with deity a lot lately. I did a whole page in my, hold on, let me even show you. My grimoire here. Let's see. Yeah, so I did the shape of the All One as a journalistic exercise where I delved into why I believe the spiral, and I quoted both the Bible and Starhawk spiral dance. And then I also made a map of the self where I explored my own perspective on my astral, where I stand, how I interact with the astral plane, and how it intersects with my energy sectors. This is entirely unconfirmable personal gnosis, this is not something you should take to heart. And then I did a rosemary study as well, with medical applications for rosemary and magical applications for rosemary. Rosemary, I am convinced, after having done this study, after having worked with rosemary closely personally outside of the context of trying to accomplish anything, after having just befriended rosemary, it has come to my attention that this is a nature spirit that has always been on my spirit team, or at least has been on my spirit team since I was a small child. And so me and rosemary now have a very close bond, and I have been trying to get to know the spirit of rosemary better. So that's some important stuff that's been going on in my magic practice. Now, I know you're all here actually for the tarot, so let's talk about my tarot decks that I obtained this month, and the ones that I worked with, and my general tarot practice. So I've already mentioned that I had not been journaling so much as collaging my tarot readings. I did not do a good job of keeping up with writing about my tarot readings. I spent a lot of the month catching up. Oh, excuse me, this bubble water. Pardon. Okay. But I have continued to work heavily with the Thoth. I am still, like I said, reading... Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Reading Lon Milo DuQuette's Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot, and in addition to working with my pocket Thoth, I've been working with the Tarot of Vampires here in this red bag and the Couture Tarot, which both have a heavy Thoth influence. Before I get on to another deck that's in my collection that has a heavy Thoth influence, I obtained the Fifth Spirit Tarot this month. I purchased this partially on a whim. I was in a mood where I wanted to buy something that I could have in my hands immediately rather than something that was online, and I had some extra money and some free time to kill. So I took my happy little feet down to my local Barnes & Noble, and I was looking for Charlie Claire Burgess's book, Radical Tarot, but they did not have that in stock, so instead I purchased their Fifth Spirit Tarot deck, and I love this. I thought that I did not need this deck and that it would only be a collector's item in my collection just for funsies. I have edged it in this beige color, but this deck is so good. It's a pip deck, but it's pips with purpose, pips with feeling, however you want to say that really translates to the meaning of the card, allowing for you to get the vibe. So what I'm saying is that the pips are not consistent. They're, I mean, this one's kind of scenic, right? It's quasi-scenic. But the actual images of the items that are meant to indicate what the card is, the 5 cups, are floating pips. 3 swords around a heart, stitching it back up together. Like, it's a quasi-pip deck. Oh, I just nudged the camera. But it does a really good job of explaining what the meanings of each pip are and how you can interpret them. So I've been doing a lot of work with this Fifth Spirit Tarot. It's just so cozy, so comfortable. Every time I need an answer and I want to understand it, this has been the deck that I've been reaching for. And with all the stress of the move, I have not wanted to spend time sitting staring at esoteric occult images trying to make sense of them. This has been the deck that I've been working with. I've also been working heavily, I've been working moderately with the Color Vision Oracle. This is an indie oracle deck. Hi Guts, my cat is here. Hi baby. If you see the light moving, that's because he's playing with the blinds. I got this from a Riffle and Times shop, and I've already smudged a lot of the cards because my hands are perpetually covered in ink. But I've really been enjoying this deck. Cassandra of A Riffle and Time lists it as having a 0 riffle ability on her website because she is scared to riffle it in the name of not damaging it. I have been riffling it all hanky-panky, and it has quite a few smudges on it. So, you know, make of that what you will. Don't riffle it if you don't want smudges on it, I guess. But it's a really fun deck. It's a lot of color, obviously, without any form, without any structure. But it's a really good deck for just assessing the energy of something. I have used this for myself and for others, which is not something that I can frequently say about a new deck in my collection. I don't like using new decks for other people, but I have been using that one. Another deck that I recently used for another person, even though it's new to my collection, it's in this pink little bag with hearts on the inside. This is a deck that I told myself I did not need in my collection, that I would not be buying. And yet, here I am with it. This is the Goddess of Love Tarot. I am so late to this train, but isn't that the story of my life? This deck is really pink and red. It's really Aphrodite. It's really Venus. It's really sexual. Like, it's maybe more so than Aphrodite and Venus. It's Parvati. It's Lakshmi, and it's very, you know? But it's also very Thoth. This is the other deck in my collection that's recently made its way to me. I have edged it in this baby pink. This deck is very Thoth, and when you read the guidebook, you get a lot of that influence, and I like that about it because I'm studying the Thoth. But because this is a thicker metaphorical deck, it's heavier on the esotericism, it's fatter with the juices of the occult. God, why did I say that? What the fuck? This deck has been one that I have not been reaching for very much because I don't have the mental capacity for it, but I have been studying it. So I have not been working with it in a daily manner, but I did read for somebody else who had a romance question, and normally with romance questions, I reach for my erotic intuition, or I'm sorry, erotic tarot, intimate intuition. This is a deck that I use to communicate with Aphrodite, and it's a pip deck that has these really cute sexual people, like, engaged in sexual acts. I should have warned y'all before I started flipping through it, excuse me. But this deck I use to connect with Aphrodite, and I love Aphrodite to death, work with her very thoroughly, very closely, but her energy has very snarky opinions about what people should do for their sex lives. And as such, I find that she's not necessarily helpful when you're asking questions about a long-term committed relationship or the potential for one. Because she'll tell you to just go and have fun, or to pursue love for love's sake, no matter what it does to the rest of your life. So I don't necessarily find her opinion the most insightful all of the time. If I need to get in touch with that passionate side of myself, sure. But if I need to get in touch with my libido, I'm going to reach for this one, which is honestly why they're in inverted bags, because they're so closely connected to each other, and I use them for similar things, but they're different. They're different, I tell you. And then the bags that I've made. So I finally put bags around my Thoth Tarot, which is this red bag, and it barely fits, and then my Pocket Marseille deck, which fits loosely in its deck, or in its bag. But see, you can sort of see the peeking out, there we go, the peeking out of the backs. And then everybody knows what the traditional Aleister Crowley, Lady Frida Harris Thoth looks like, but just for the sake of peeking, you see the way that brown looks with that red? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I finally made bags for those so that the boxes don't take up as much room in my purse. And then something else that I've been doing this month. So my cover story for friends and family who are, okay, I live in Southeast Texas. I live in the greater Houston area. The vast majority of people that I know in my life are slightly uncomfortable by the idea of tarot, especially my cult survivor father. He was involved in the IFB, independent, yeah, IFB, the IFB church. I don't know why, I just had a short circuit. But he was heavily involved with the Independent Fundamental Baptists of the South, which, if you don't know your history of schisms, the IFB split away from the Southern Baptist Church when the Southern Baptist Church decided to pivot to saying that slavery was bad. The IFB said, no, we like slavery, we're going to continue to be a church that supports slavery, and split away. So that's the cult that my father was a part of. I don't want anyone talking shit about him in the comments. Y'all literally do not know his story. Y'all do not know his past. Shut the fuck up. He is literally a cult survivor. Keep your traps shut. But, he does not like tarot. He's done a lot of deprogramming. This is not one of those things. So my cover story is that I collect I ran out of time, but I collect playing cards, or at least that's what my family thinks. It allows me to, because I've told them that I collect playing cards, card games, tarot cards, oracle cards, art cards, and basically any form of card. This gives me coverage spiritually to pursue tarot in a way, and to have a tarot collection in a way that makes sense to people who don't approve of this. So, yes, it's kind of a lie. No, it's kind of not, because I now do collect playing cards, right? I found this storefront on the Shop app, which is made by Cash App, and it's called The Art of Play, and I have purchased not only cards for myself, but also cards for my family as well. So they sponsor like artistically rendered playing card decks, independently produced playing card decks, and all of these I have opened, flipped through, played with. These are cards that I intend to use. If you would like videos on them, please let me know. I will happily make those, but I'm not going to bother pulling them out and showing them because they're playing cards. Cool. They're cool playing cards, but at the end of the day, they're not tarot. Y'all are here for the tarot, and I've already gone over the tarot. So I just want to say thank you for hanging out with me this long. We're at God knows how long, how many videos I've made. I'm almost done with the beatbox I've been drinking this entire time. You didn't know that. Ha! Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching my videos. Hello to any new subscribers. Okay, so here's the thing. I've actually been kind of sitting at 269 subscribers, waffling back and forth between 269, 268, 270. And it's just really fun that I've been sitting at such a magical number as anything 69. So that brings me joy. But my channel hasn't been growing. So if you would like to see me grow, I highly encourage you to thumbs up this video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Comments are really helpful because they give me opportunity to engage as well. Liking is helpful because it lets the algorithm know that you would like to see more either of this kind of content or more specifically from me. And if you do want to see more specifically from me, then definitely subscribe to my channel so that you can catch all of my uploads. Hit the little bell if you love having your phone yell at you for no good reason. And watch some more of my videos, you know? Hang out with me. That's the best way that you can help my channel to grow, is by just interacting with this video and continuing to interact with all of my videos. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope that this was entertaining because it was probably nothing else. I love you. Mwah! Bye.